Hi guys, Valerie Priester here with Kingdom Domination and Victorious Life Coaching. It is day 3 of my journey through reading Failing Forward by John Maxwell. I always have a hard time getting that lined up with the camera. But I'm on chapter 3, and I love chapter 3 because it really talks about how to separate yourself from failure. So the title of chapter 3 is, let's go back here, is If You Failed, are you a failure? And so I love it because he really talks about how to separate yourself personally from failure, so that you don't fall into the trap of labeling yourself a failure because you've had some things that haven't worked out the way that you expected them to work out. And in the end, it talks about remove the you from failure. And he says, if you've been thinking of yourself as a failure, you can break yourself out of that negative thinking pattern. Look at an area of your life where you have repeatedly failed and do the following. Number 1, examine your expectations for that area. So he says write them down. Are they realistic? One of the things is making sure that your expectations are always realistic. Do you expect to do everything perfectly? Do you expect to succeed the first try? And how many mistakes should you expect to make before you succeed? Adjust your expectations. And then number 2, find new ways to do your work. Brainstorm at least 20 new approaches and then try at least half of them. And number 3, focus on your strengths. How can you use your best skills and personal strengths to maximize your effort? And then number 4, vow to bounce back. No matter how many times you fall down, pick yourself up and keep going, right? Never quit. Never, ever quit. Forgive me because I keep looking down and I should be looking up, but it's okay. And then it says that, don't wait until you feel positive to move forward. Act your way into feeling good. That's the only way to start thinking more positively about yourself. So in our third step to failing forward is remove the you from failure. And, I love the stories that he gives and the examples that he gives. He talked about, I don't know if many of you have saw the movie Rudy. And so he talked about, Rudy Rudiker and his story on how he always wanted to play football for Notre Dame. But it's an awesome story that, just tells a tale of never giving up and always, moving forward no matter what the setbacks are, no matter how many times you have to try something, keep moving forward. And then, I like also he talked about the 7 abilities needed to fail forward. And it talks about how achievers think, basically. What are the 7 things that achievers do to keep them failing forward, if you will. So number 1 is achievers reject rejection, and basically that means that you keep the right perspective. You take your responsibility for your actions, but you don't take failure personally. And then number 2 is achievers see failure as temporary. It's a temporary thing. It's just something that didn't work out at that moment. It doesn't mean that you are a failure. It just didn't work out at that moment. And then number 3, achievers see failure as isolated incidents. Again, if you want to succeed, don't let every single incident, color you a failure or label you a failure. Keep moving forward. And number 4, achievers keep expectations realistic. We talked about that. Make sure that your expectations are realistic. And number 5, achievers focus on strengths. Focus on your strengths, not your weakness. Do what you know you can do and what you're good at doing, and keep focusing on that. And then, learn what you need to learn to improve on your weaknesses, but don't spend a lot of time on that. Number 6 is achievers vary approaches to achievement. So you may have to try some different things. One way may not work, and so you may have to try something else, but don't be afraid to take risks and try different things. I mean, even for me, I've been coaching for 5 years, but I decided, I'm going to try something different when I decided to try DS domination. So here I am, and I've seen success with that. So don't be afraid to take risks. Number 7, achievers bounce back. Again, you may fall down, but never ever stay down. Always find your way back up. So guys, I'm enjoying this book, and I hope that you have taken it upon yourself to read the book as well and join me. And as always, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. If you like the video, make sure you like it. If you love it, make sure that you share it. And I'd love to see your comments if you're reading this book along with me. What are your thoughts on chapter 3? What are you learning from it? I'd love to share that with you. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comments below and I would be happy to answer it in video. And also, guys, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about DS domination, what is it, what do we do, how do we make money, how we're changing lives for people are quitting their jobs, paying off bills, how are we changing our lives financially, click the link below to find out more about that. I'd love to have you on my team and love to be able to work with you and help you change your life financially for your family. So as always, guys, until the next video, we'll see you next time. Bye.